Hey everybody, what is going on? Not sure. Well, I was going to say I'm not sure how many of you are here until I looked, and now I see that none of you are here. So I am just literally here talking to myself. There's no one here. So I'm going to wait for at least a couple people to come in. So, yeah. This has turned out to be a disaster. Now, listen, I know that I didn't put this up until about an hour ago. And I know it was kind of impromptu, but I wanted to come on here myself as one of the co-owners of BB3, and I wanted to show my videos since like nobody really seems to be all that interested in my videos when I put them up. When I put them on YouTube, I always share the link here on BB3 TV, and I don't really get much of a return on engagements. It reaches a lot of people, but it does not generate any engagements. Much like this live is right now, because I still have 0 people watching this. This is crazy. A video went live on BB3 TV, and I have 0 people watching. Okay, so we'll sit back and we'll wait for some people to come on. 2 minutes into the live stream and not a single person. This is crazy. So nobody, really. Wow, this is nuts. I've never seen this on BB3 TV. I mean, usually there's at least a couple people, and right now there are currently 0 people watching me. I am talking to myself. So hi to nobody. How are you? How's the day going for you? See, the whole point of doing this live was so that I could show my YouTube videos, and I was going to show a couple of videos from Dinosaur Lake, which I've been to quite a few times in the last 10 years or so, and I've watched it change. Oh, we finally got our first viewer. Hi to the one person watching, whoever you are. I'm willing to bet it's Nighthawk. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Nighthawk. But whoever you are, make sure you say hi so I know who you are. So the purpose for this live feed was to showcase my YouTube videos. I used to do a live feed of my YouTube videos quite some time ago. It's been quite a while since I've done one, so this would be my first solo live show on BB3 TV, and now we have 2 viewers. Oh, all right. So I was wrong. It's not Nighthawk. It's Stephanie, my my beautiful redheaded goddess. I love you. I miss you. So yeah, we have 2 people watching now, and Bobby Thomas. Awesome. What's going on, man? So yeah, as I was saying, the whole purpose of this live is to showcase my videos. I every time I put up a new video, I always put the links up on BB3. Nobody really seems to click on them, and I get it. It's a YouTube video, and you're like, oh wow, I'm not gonna watch that. It's not a live or whatever. So I figured I would do a live showing those videos. So the very first video that we're going to show, and now we have 3 people here. Look at me, I'm popular now. So the first video I'm going to show is the very first time that I did a video down at Dinosaur Lake. Now you have to keep in mind, and 4 people. Look at me, I'm growing. Hi Jim, how are you? Hope everything's going well on your end. So the first video I'm going to show is the first time that I went to Dinosaur Lake in my YouTube career, if you want to call it that. It was very early on, and it was like within the first month that I started my YouTube channel. And so you're going to have to bear with the fact that I still wasn't very comfortable being in front of the camera when I had it turned towards me, which at the time it was an old digital camera. It was like 10 years old. But that was all I had because the phone that I had a crack going across the front camera. which we'll say. So like here's the phone. This is all the things that you see here and everything. The camera up there had a crack going across it, so I couldn't do any of the videos like that. And it also had a crack on the back camera, so I couldn't use my phone at the time. So I had to use an old digital camera that I had, and I was very nervous still at the time. So you have to bear in mind these factors. Now, in the second video that I'm going to show, that's actually more recent. I think that's from December, this past December. So by that point, I already had quite a few videos on there. I had quite a few subscribers. Right now, I think I'm up to 829 subscribers. So I'm still inching my way towards that 1,000 subscriber goal. And then all I need is 4,000 hours of watch time, and then I can be monetized on YouTube. So we're looking forward to that. But in any case, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to bring up this video, and we're going to start watching it. So let me see, video file. All right. Also, the intro music and everything for this video was the very first intro that I made. It's okay. The intro in the second video, I'm actually not sure if by December, if I abandoned the intro or not. But it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so here is the first video. Yes, that's me sitting there, and I'm not pooping, I swear. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tom's World. In this installment, we find ourselves on the border of far northeast Philadelphia and Bensalem Township, in the woods behind the Philadelphia Mills Mall. In front of me is the Pequessing Creek, which runs very long and very windy. And on the other side of this creek is the infamous Dinosaur Lake, a man-made lake. You can hear the Canadian geese. With my coffee in my hand, I'm ready to go exploring. How about you? How about you? The first thing I had to do was come down this pretty steep trail from the parking lot. Pretty simple to do now, but once it starts getting snowy and icy, it can be a little tough to do. Further down that way, the hill gets much. So this video was made in mid-February of 2020, just to give you a time reference. Deeper, so this is pretty much the only entrance, which is right near what used to be a movie theater. And the reason why the quality is so low, again, is because it was an old digital recorder. So you have to bear all that in mind. It is now a church. Now I can make my way down the main trail alongside the creek. And much like in my other video, you will notice that there is quite a bit of trash around. In this woods in particular, people seem to party a lot more than any other one. People party. Here you can see the Pequessing Creek. It's not a very big one, though it does get pretty deep at some points. I have seen it get as high as maybe waist length at certain times. But now we just have to find somewhere to cross. And again, not to keep stopping the video, but you have to keep in mind that once I cross this creek and you see this lake, which is magnificent, especially during the fall time when the leaves are changing and you were able to see the reflection of the leaves on the lake. The lake, spoiler alert, the lake is now gone. It has been drained. There's a thin wall that goes between this creek that you're seeing right now and the lake, which is on the far side of what you're looking at, that little wall there. And it kind of broke out in the last, I think it was the last like 5 or 6 months, and the lake kind of drained. I still have to go back there. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang my microphone there. I still have to go back there and check it out because I've been told recently that this whole thing is like completely dried out now. So I have to do another follow-up video in this place. But anyway, I'm gonna let the video play. Just on the other side of that embankment is Dinosaur Lake. Still looking for a place to cross. You'll find out why it's called Dinosaur Lake. After looking further down the creek here, I was unable to find a place to cross outside of this area right here.
Now it's been quite a few years since I've been down here,
Hard for the shaky video.
and these rocks used to be a lot more exposed, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to make this, but I'll give it a shot. Well, I made it. Now on the other side of the creek, and just up over this little hill here
Video quality is much better in the next
is Dinosaur Lake. And here we are at the Canadian Geese-filled lake. As I said, it's been some time since I've been here, and I've been reading online that there have been
how this looks now.
worries that the lake is draining. There's a certain spot further down that way where there is water coming out. However, I guess it's just not coming out fast enough to warrant any worry.
The worry is one.
Dinosaur Lake was at one time a well-known place for local people. Many people have made many great memories here. As children, they would come here to picnic in the summer, as well as to ice skate on the lake as it froze over in the winter. This lake was made by a gentleman named Standish Ford Hansel. He was known as a pleasant, eccentric, wealthy man in the area. He owned a large portion of this and the surrounding land, a lot of which is now a golf course. He lived from 1905 to 1983 and was still a well-known man at the time of his death.
Now, a little extra information on the land that he owned there, which is now part of a huge golf course. He had a bar there called The Barn. I had the chance to go there a few times in my life after I was 21, obviously, because I would never break the law in any way. But it was a really cool place. I mean, it had a lot of like little trinkets and knickknacks and stuff all over the place, and it had like 3 different venues going on at one point. There could be like 2 different live bands and then like a DJ playing in a different room, and they wouldn't interfere with each other. And it was a fun place. But when he was still alive, he would still be there at the barn, and he would talk to the patrons and stuff like that. And don't listen, Nighthawk. you don't know me, man. You don't know that I'm bullshitting you. Anyway, exactly, Stephanie. The barn was an awesome place. It has since been torn down. I'm not even exactly sure the exact location as to where it was, but even if I knew it, there's no remnants of it or anything anymore. But he would be there in the bar talking to people, and everybody in the area knew who he was. He was a great man. He had a great personality. Everybody spoke highly of the man. So just a little side note to the Dinosaur Lake thing. So anyway, we'll continue.
Best I can tell through some of the research that I've done, the lake was made sometime in the late 50s or early 60s. Hansel's original idea was to drive an old fire truck out into the middle of a field and dig a pond around the island.
Said fire truck was actually on the very side of the barn, the bar called the barn, and it sat there until they tore it down. So, hi, Mama Two Books.
When he was asked why he would do such a thing, he would say so that people would wonder, well, how it got there.
Wow.
For whatever reason,
Apparently
he decided against that. Instead, he had the idea to dig out the lake first and leave an island in the middle. He also created a lock between the lake and the creek so that he might drain and fill the lake as needed.
More so drain.
He took the 8-foot dinosaur statues, which at the time were just made of wood and mesh. He brought them via tractor and then boat.
I love you too, Mama Two Books.
Onto the island in the middle of the lake. Once he got the dinosaurs there, he then poured the concrete and shaped the dinosaurs. There were 2 dinosaurs, and then in the middle, around a tree stump, was a snake.
No, you don't.
Many people have fond memories of the statues. Today,
now this little island you see there with the dinosaurs on it, what you see between it was a stump of a tree that had like a serpent, like a concrete serpent made around it. Now, I do work my way onto this island in the next video, and you'll see how much like more shallow the water is, even at like you know what, in that video I may not do that. Actually, it might have been the video before the last one, so I don't know, we'll see. I didn't pre-watch my videos, and I don't know, I've been there so many times it's hard to keep track of when I was on the island, when I wasn't. Anyway,
only small pieces of the statue exist.
those are the legs.
Last time I went over onto the island, all that was there were a couple of the feet from one of the dinosaurs, and there might have been part of the neck from the, I believe it was a brontosaurus. Now we'll make our way down this trail.
We're editing it early on, so sorry.
And we'll get a better view of the island just down here.
This part I'm about to come up to is
It's a unique place in the fact that it has a creek running on one side and a lake on the other. Here you can see the island.
See much higher up it looks.
At the time when he made it, not that much of the island was exposed. It's probably gained, I'd say, a good 3 to 4 feet in height due to the lake not being as high as it once was.
There's a whole story behind that.
Now this particular part of the trail, in between the creek and the lake, you can see quite a bit of erosion has happened from when the lake gets higher due to rain, snow, what have you, and it drains out this way. Over the years that I've been coming down here, I have noticed that this has gotten substantially deeper, but it still, for the most part, remains dry at the base of it, at the lake.
I had to jump across that.
The area that people are concerned about the leak is somewhere over on this side. On my way back, I will try to locate that leak. I'm not gonna lie, getting around that part was a little scary. As you can see, it's a little muddy there, and it's kind of steep. It would seem that some of the trail is starting to go away.
There's a lot less of it now.
Here is the lock between the creek and the lake that was made by Hansel.
You can hear how nervous I am in my voice.
As I said, he made this so that he could drain and fill the lake as needed. Over the years, the channels of the lock have become rusted shut, so it no longer functions. Still a pretty cool piece of little history here. The geese are apparently not happy that I'm here. This little area here is a well-known party spot, or at least it once was. There were times I'd come down here and I'd find kegs, empty cases. I think there even used to be a swing on one of the trees. Not just a rope swing, but literally a swing that you would sit in.
The geese were pissed.
Doesn't seem to be here anymore. Now on the opposite side of the lake, as I go down the trail, up to the right on top of this hill would be the golf course that I spoke of earlier. It's a pretty large piece of land, at least for Bensalem Township. A slightly closer shot of the top of the island. If you look really close, right about the center of your screen, you could see the remnants of one of the feet of the dinosaurs. Much to my disappointment, I have found that a lot of the fallen trees that used to be here, that actually created a little bridge over to the island,
What's up, Chaos?
have seemingly disappeared or sunk further into the lake.
Nighthawk, actually, I know of no plans to repair the wall that has fallen. The dinosaurs, they'll never come back, but there are pieces of the dinosaurs, not only just the feet that are on the island, but there's pieces of it like off to the side of the island. I actually went back there. What's up, Ashley? What happened to the dinosaurs? They fell apart. People got up onto the island. They destroyed them. There's pieces of them all around the island, but not all the pieces are there. Some of them might be in the muck of what was the lake, which is no longer there. As you can see, at this point, it was, but this was 2 years ago, and it was just in the last 6 months that the lake got drained by a tornado that swept through here. But yeah, the dinosaurs are never going to be rebuilt. You know what? I mean, when it completely dries out, I would love to go there with a metal detector and see what I could find, because I can't even begin to imagine what might be in there. I mean, this has been there since like the late 50s, early 60s, and it's been drained once since then because there was a murder that happened here locally, and they suspected that the female that was murdered, that her head was in the lake, so they drained it. They did not find it in there, because they kept finding her body parts randomly all around between New Jersey and Philadelphia. And for whatever reason, they got a lead that her head might be in there, but they didn't find it. Since then, it did refill, and now it's completely drained. So anyway, I'm going to continue with this video so we can get closer to the next video, because it's much better quality video. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I do go over onto the island. So we'll check it out.
One time I was able to cross here.
I mean, I did go over onto this island before this video with Kenny Biddle and his wife for their channel, K&D Adventures. So you can check that out on YouTube, K&D Adventures, like K&D Adventures. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to their channel, but not before you go to This Is Tom's World and subscribe to that channel, because that's more important, I think. I love you, Kenny.
And make my way up to the island. However, today that's not going to happen. One of the many, many golf balls that you will find back here.
So I got that going.
Off on another corner of the lake, I could see a clearing over here. I can only imagine that this is where the main entrance used to be, off of here somewhere. I read that there was at one time 2 large brick pillars and some sort of signage to let you know that you could take that path back here to Dinosaur Lake.
I've seen those brick pillars, actually.
But that entrance is long gone. As I was walking through, I literally just saw a fox run away. I don't think in all the times I've come down here that I've ever seen a fox. I've seen plenty of deer, and obviously...
And no, the fox did not say ding, 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 ding.
Obviously, as you can hear, plenty of geese. But never a fox, not until today. It's a shame I wasn't rolling during that. Down here you could see the remnants of one of the pipes that was used to originally fill this lake.
See you, Gemma.
I'm guessing it just ran off of the creek, which now at this point...
Thank you for being here.
...goes from over there where I was, wraps around here, and it's down there. Where it goes from there, I'm not quite sure. And now we are back around on the original side. The only thing I have to do now is get back across the creek. Hopefully I don't slip. That would suck. Well, here I am.
Wearing my Timberlands.
Wish me luck. Somehow I made it across. I did slip a little bit.
Oh.
You can tell by the wetness on my pants. But thankfully no water got in. My socks are still dry. I have now found where that leak is that people were concerned about. You can see it streaming in from the lake just on the other side of that, what looks like a huge hill. That stump there is where I was when I said it was kind of scary, as the trail seems to be disappearing up there. But I am back on the other side now. And this was the Pequessing Creek and Dinosaur Lake. Well, I guess that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell down there. That way you can be informed of when I do upload new videos. I understand they've been far and few in between. However, I'm looking to change that in the near future. Once again, thanks for coming along with me. And until next time, take care.
Okay, so that was the first video. Remove that from the studio. And the second video was the more latest one, which was back in December. I had done a video where after the wall had broken out and the lake started drying up, and then I did a follow-up to that, and this video is the follow-up to that. So let me bring that one up. And that would be this one. And you'll notice right away that the video quality is so much better. There's a lot less shaking because like I have a little gimbal, so you don't see all the shaking and everything. So anyway, here that is.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. This one's just going to be a real quick one. We're doing a checkup on Dinosaur Lake. I was going to do a video down beside Franklin Mills, down by Lomax, which used to be Toys R Us. I was going to go down there and check out what's going on down there because I saw in another video from a guy I follow on here. I believe his channel is pronounced Squib, S-Q-W-I-B. You can go check him out. He does a lot of cool things. Ironic that I'm giving him a shout out at this spot, this very spot, because this is where he was when he gave me a shout out in his video. Anyway, so I was going to go check that out because they've been clearing out that land down there. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I wanted to check it out. But they're all down there working, and I don't want to bother them. So I figured, what the hell? Let's go check on Dinosaur Lake real quick. So I am taking my normal path to get across the creek, and we're going to see what it looks like now. I didn't really intend on coming back down here until the ground started freezing so that I could actually walk out onto the lake, or what's
I do look like a highlighter.
Well, but
see, I had to run away for a second, and I came back. So actually, I do look like a highlighter, but there's a good reason for it. If I didn't already mention it in this video, the reason for it is in these woods, a lot of people like to walk around with like crossbows or bow and arrows, and they go deer hunting in there. I did not want to be the first YouTuber to die of an arrow, so I put that on so that I stand out a little bit more.
But, I wanted to get down here, and I figured I would show everybody what it's looking like. So
obviously, I'm
sorry if
more
I
confident.
keep looking down and not the camera. There's a lot of leaves on the ground, and I don't want to trip on something. So anyway, we're getting close. So let me turn you around. All right, so we are getting close to where I cross, as I said, and I want to see if I can get this all done pretty much in one take without cutting anything. You can kind of see
That's where the wall fell.
what's left of the lake over there. It looks like it's come down a little bit more.
That area, and I do get closer to it, but that area is where I said that like there was like a severe dip that I had to jump over, and it got worse over time. And then when we had the tornado, it took it completely out.
But over here is where I want to
So
get
sad.
down. Over here somewhere. I can never remember because it always looks so different every time I come here. But that guy, the gentleman that I was just talking about, Squib. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just going by memory. But I rarely look at the names of YouTube channels more so than just recognizing them and watching them when they're on. Yeah, I'm a little further down than I thought. Okay, we'll go over this way. He was in here and he did some stealth camping, which he's done a couple videos of that now, just in the surrounding area.
Backstory behind what I'm talking about here. So there was a gentleman, he's still on YouTube. His name is Squib, Squib, as in boy. He does a lot of stealth camping. He's still a young YouTuber, much like I am. He decided to do like a stealth camping in these woods, and he mentioned me in his video, so I decided to mention him in my video in return.
Here, as interesting as it is,
I'm down to 4 people.
I would never do that.
Woohoo, I'm so popular.
I couldn't. Too many critters and stuff out at night. All right, so here's the area where I normally cross. Tons of leaves here, so this should be really interesting. If I should fall.
Look at those roots, by the way, coming down.
And I almost slipped there. Well, I slipped a little. Now the rocks got a little bit of algae on them and stuff, so he when that guy was here, he decided to cross down that way. He threw some rocks going across so he could get across, but I'm just gonna stick to what I know. And my shoes are a little water resistant, so
yes,
I can do this. I should be pointing down so you can see what I'm stepping on here. Or trying to step on. This isn't as easy as it was the last time I was here. I almost have like the feeling like I'm gonna have wet socks before I leave here.
I did not.
Just trying to take my time and find the right rocks to step on. Sometimes they look like they're a good stable rock, but
wait until
you
you
gotta
see
step
the
on it and it's moving all over the place.
Of the lake between the way it looked in that last video and this one. It's so sad.
And I'm being careful. Yeah, this is definitely a little more difficult than it was the last time, but I made it. And this is why I take this way, because there's like little steps almost going up the hill here. Makes it easier to get up. There we go. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with over here.
A lot of crunchy leaves.
The reason why I want to just do a quick video here and maybe try to make it all one take is I am still working on a video that I filmed. It looks like there's actually a little bit more water in there than the last time I was here.
Look at that.
But I gotta catch my breath here.
Oh, I was gonna pause it for that time.
But the video that I filmed, about a month ago, I've been having some issues with it because I have to do voiceovers for it. The person that was giving me the tour of this place, very historical place, very close to here,
I can show that video next time.
did not want their face or their voice in the video, so I have to do voiceovers for it. And I'm not used to that, as you all know. It's just like this, where I'm here.
Now look at that. I mean, when you think about what it looked like before, there was nothing but water around that island that you can see just to the right of that tree on the left. And it's mostly mud and puddles at this point. It was so sad the first time I went here and I saw it that way. I mean, I'd been going there for years. My brother-in-law introduced me to this place, and I loved going there. I loved just walking around. Even before I started making videos, I just loved going there. And now it just looks so desolate at this point. And now this is back in December. And at this point now, in the beginning of April, I've been told that it's like completely dried up. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it's still mud, but it's just so sad. So many memories were made in this place. People ice skated on this lake. People camped around this lake. The Boy Scouts, all kinds of things went on here. And now it's just gone. And I happen to have the privilege of having had some of the only YouTube footage of this place outside of Kenny Biddle, who has been there a couple times as well. And it just sucks that it's gone. It really does.
And I'm talking as I'm making the video. There's the island. If you want to call it an island anymore. You can see when you're here, there are pieces on this side of the island of the dinosaurs, which I think I did show them in my video. I don't know if I went over to the island. I might have gone over to the island.
Can't even remember
I think I did in my last video here. I know I went over there with Kenny and Donna from K&D Adventures when they made their video here before the lake drained. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did go over on that island. You guys would know better than I would, because I rarely rewatch my videos anymore, because I watch them so much during the editing process. But let me see if I can zoom in a little here. You can see the little concrete pieces there in front, like cylinder shaped. That's part of the dinosaurs, in addition to the footing that's up top. But it's I don't know, it looks more, forgive the word, it looks a little more moist now than it did the last time I was here.
I said moist.
Of course, we've had some rains and stuff like that, so I gotta wonder if it's gonna build up again. But the place where it drained is right over here, so you can kind of get an idea. I'm sinking into the mud as we speak. You can kind of get an idea right here, going across, and it just washed right through there.
It was still draining out at that
So
point.
I'm guessing, unless this gets built back up either by man or beavers or whatever, that
There are beavers there.
this lake is never going to fill up again.
Or there were.
I can only imagine what kind of stuff is out there in the mud. That's why I want to walk out there when the ground freezes and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool to search around. I don't have a metal detector. I know where I can borrow one.
I sure
But
do.
metal detecting, I may or may not have mentioned in previous videos, or in that live video that I just did last week, I think it was, that it's something that I'm interested in. So
Definitely want to get into
I'm
metal
thinking
detecting.
about it. I see a lot of people with videos with metal detecting, and I get like captivated by them. Like it's fun. You know, they're finding old coins from like the 1700s and stuff, and some old stuff, just, you know, old colonial type stuff and everything. It's cool. So I'm thinking about it. Maybe start incorporating them into my channel somehow.
I'm still thinking about it like 4.5 months later.
Here's what's left of Dinosaur Lake, where I'm standing right now, which you can tell in relation to the hill here. Like where I'm standing right now, I would be in the lake if it was still here. And it's soggy, the ground where I am. It's sinking a little bit, but not much. It's just so weird when you think about what this place looked like just a matter of like a couple months ago. It was draining, but it was still pretty much here. It's crazy.
It sure is.
Oh well. I'll go back up the hill. And for all we know, there could be like old murder weapons just sitting there in the mud. People tossed after using them. Probably not, but still, you never know.
Hey, gotta check.
Anyway, there's the creek.
So you can definitely hear
Good
the
old
difference
Pequesing.
in my speech from that first
An
video.
old friend of ours.
I'm more confident,
Many places I went to, this creek ran through.
more authoritative, I guess would be. I don't know.
See, now I'm just talking just to you know, stall for time. The cans are still hanging here. Somebody practicing their BB shooting. Stalling for time so that I can get to where I gotta cross back, in an effort to try to keep this all one take. And hopefully I do not fall, but if I do, you will know.
See now, what I just
Rib.
said. Oop, oh no! I just rewound all the way back. Now I gotta find where I was. Sorry, I went to pause it.
I'll go back up the hill.
All right, there's the can.
The time factor, just to keep this a quick.
So now what I said there basically was I've been promising my subscribers that if it ever happens that I fall during one of the filmings of my videos, if I happen to be filming, it will make it on the videos. So now, much like my subscribers, you all can look forward to the time that I actually do take a fall if I happen to be rolling on film, and it'll be in the video. And I guarantee you will all see that when it happens. I mean, it may make appearances on random live feeds with Dom and Tom's World or whatever. Maybe be the beginning of it. You know, just you see whoa, and I'm gone and whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I'll continue with the video now.
Video
For the three of you that are watching.
because otherwise this is all just being one long take for me.
I'm getting such high numbers.
A little shaky here.
I hope the playback is better than the live.
And I slid a little bit, but I did not fall. Alright, let's get back across this. Probably would be easier to do if like I had a stick for balance, but I don't. I rarely ever do.
Tom Springer, you should be watching right now. Just saying.
Yeah, some of these rocks are really slippery from the algae and stuff. Woo. So far, so good. Yeah, that's not a rock, that's just a bunch of sticks.
Here's the link to my channel.
All right, I'm gonna put my water in my pocket. Switch my hands up here.
You can go to that.
Take a step down.
Watch my video.
Haha. Wobbly rock, I found you. I'm almost there. Ha. I think I'm safe at this point. Famous last words, right? I'll show you what I just slipped on. It's this rock right here. It's like really flat, got a bunch of algae on it. And I thought I was gonna catch the corner, but I stepped right in the middle and slid. All right, made it across. So where they're doing the work is down the creek that way. Down on Gravel Pike, as the road is called. I don't know if it's still called that. I never really stopped to look. Anyway, before I continue to ramble, here's another look at the blowout from this side. And I'm just gonna make my way back up to the parking lot. get home, edit this video real quick and get it up there. But do know that while I'm doing that, I am still working on my surprise location video. And as I believe I stated in my live feed that I did, the only reason I'm keeping it a secret, or the only reasons, I should say, that I'm keeping it secret is, one, I don't want anybody to jump the gun and do a video of the place before me. And the reason for that is actually number two. As far as I can tell, other than just talking about this place, no one has done a video there. No one has done a video of the inside of the place. So I'm kind of excited to be the first person that I can find anyway that had, excuse me, a gnat just went right down my throat. That was nasty. So I'm excited to be the first person to have.
So a little background again, the video that I'm talking about that I started to make in November, it took me, well, at the end of October, it took me 2 months to finally make this video. It was of a Quaker meeting house here, not far from my house. And it had been around since, well, the first inclination of the house, the meeting house, was around in, I think, the early 1700s. The current meeting house that stands right now was made, I think, in the 1800s, if I remember correctly. It's been a little while. And I had searched high and low on YouTube and the internet itself to try to find videos of this place. And the only thing I could find was like little Zoom meetings that people had, like in the local historical centers here, where they talked about it. But nobody had actually gotten footage from inside it. Nobody had done like a documentary type thing about it. And I did. So now, if this is something that you all would like to see in the next video, you can let me know. It's more of a documentary type style than this is, where I'm just out in the woods walking around. It's a lot of like still pictures, a lot of talking, and it goes into the history of this place, and it's actually very, very interesting. It has a lot to do with the abolitionist movement. So the equal rights movement and things like that between the races, and it's very, very interesting. Like, I mean, while I was in the place, I could sense the history. I could smell the history in that place. I don't know if I can really explain that. When I was in the place, like you could just smell how old it was, and it was just fascinating to me. And the only reason why it took me so long was because when I originally went there to make the video, I did not know that the person that was giving me the tour did not want to be on video. And she also did not want her voice on the audio. So once I got done, I had to gather all the information that I could. And I hired on my friend Otis to do the voiceovers for most of it, because he's got like a phenomenal voice for doing voiceovers. If any of you have ever seen the Night of the Living Dreads or Otis B. Dreads, and anything to do with him, I mean, he's been on BB3 here and there. We actually had him on as a guest on Dom and Tom's World quite early on when he first got inducted into Scurry Face, and he's an awesome person. I haven't really talked to him a whole hell of a lot lately, but I do enjoy my time with him. He's a very interesting character, and his voice is that of like radio. I mean, he gets tired of people saying that to him, but it really is. So doing the voiceovers was just like given for him, because I didn't want my voice to be the voiceover. I did a little bit of it towards the end, but he does most of it. So if this is something that you would all like to see on the next This Is Tom's World Live, whenever that shall be, I mean, we'll see how this one does. If it does well, then I'll do another one. And maybe I'll have a little guest on with me. I'm not saying it's going to be Dom. Maybe it'll be Dom. Maybe it won't. Yeah, we'll see. Like if I feel like having you on, Dom, then maybe you'll be on here. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to continue with the video just to get to the end of it here. We're not far from the end.
Footage of the inside of this said place. There are photos of it, and that's the only hint you're gonna get, other than it's close, as I said. So I am just about out of here. I see the little hill I gotta go up, so I am going to end this here. I will be heading back to Neshaminy State Park at some point. I know the actual last video I did outside of the live was over there, just showing the different things that they were working on. It's been some time, and they did make some improvements to the trails. As one of my followers had said, that they're not really sure that they like the improvements, that they liked it more so when it was overgrown. I tend to agree. I think that it looked so much better when it was just overgrown with nature. It made the park, it gave it more of a mystical kind of feel. But you know, hey, anything to draw more attention to the garden so that more people look it up, they find my videos, they find the fundraiser. So anything we can do to further that, to bring that garden back, is cool with me. Anyway, so yes, still check out the fundraiser. I know I fell a little behind in thanking people for their donations. There was like 1 or 2 people I did not thank.
Donations are done.
And I will be getting to you very soon. And as always, you can check out in the description of this video, the link for the GoFundMe fundraiser for Sorobia Garden will be in there. And on that fundraiser page, you can learn a lot of the history of the place, along with the videos that I've made. Man, there's a lot of trash here. Okay, sidetracked. Anyway, so yeah, go check out all that stuff. Make sure you check out my channel. If this is your first time here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. That way you're sure to get notified when I put up new videos. Also give this video a big thumbs up. Would be most appreciated. And I guess I'm out of here. So make sure that you all stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut that off there. That was just my outro. I use it on all my videos. I see now we did actually get up to 6 people like a few minutes ago, and now we're down to 3 people. If it would have stayed at 6 people, I might have kept going. I might have played the video that I was talking about with the history of the Byberry Friends Meeting House. But there is a whole other slew of videos that I have from the place that I was talking about in the Neshaminy State Park, an area of land that used to be called Sorobia. The reason it was called Sorobia is the people that owned that land back at the turn of the 1900s, we'll say like 19 teens is when they got it. Their names were Sarah and Robert Logan. So they combined Sarah and Robert and came up with Sorob, and they just added IA at the end of it, Sorobia. And that in itself was a long trek from the very first time that I finally found that garden, because that's all that's left is the Garden of Sorobia, which was Alice in Wonderland themed. It's got like a Humpty Dumpty up on the wall. It's got a human chessboard. It's got playing cards with like spade planters in it and everything. It's super interesting. If none of you have seen any of the Sorobia Gardens videos that I've put up, we can definitely delve into that if people are interested in my YouTube videos. So today we actually got the opportunity to see an early video and then a later video. And for the Sorobia Garden, there's like a lot of different brick paths that were underneath like at least 1 inch to 2 inches of dirt, like nasty dirt and weeds and stuff like that. And me and a bunch of other volunteers, we got together, we dug up these paths, we brought this garden back to life. There's an old cold frame raised bed garden that we've since planted things in, and they're finally coming back now that spring is around. All the different perennials that we planted in there, they're starting to grow. They're only like this big, but they're getting there, and we can see and identify them, including my favorite flower that's growing there, which is the columbine. So I mean, there's so much more for you to see that you have not yet seen in my videos. So if you enjoyed these videos, if you would like to see more of my videos, then let me know. Put something up in the comments. Let me know. Say, hey, Tom, we really like this, or something like that. Or just give the video a like. Share it to anybody that you think might enjoy these type of videos. More importantly, make sure you go to youtube.com/thisistomsworld. So it's all one word, no punctuation, no dashes, no nothing. This is Tom's World. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you watch my videos. You give them likes. Every little bit helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying my hardest to get monetized. So share. Not just this video, but like any of my videos on my channel as well. So we got about 4 minutes before Tom Springer's show starts. So I'm going to end my video now just so that I don't overlap on his, even though he wasn't here to watch mine. I'm just saying, man. So make sure you tune in like four minutes or so for Tom Springer show. Things I never learned from a school book, or stuff I never learned from a school book. I think that's what it is. And make sure you give him your full support, as well as everybody else here on BB3 TV. We strive to be a variety entertainment. I mean, I understand that most of our stuff is paranormal at this point, but we do strive to be variety so that we can bring you all different types of stuff. So you can check out everybody here on BB3. And I'm actually being called by Dom right now, and I'm hanging up on him because he's obviously not observant enough to realize that I'm on a live, and he's trying to call me right now. So sorry, dude. I'll call you back in a few. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting BB3 TV. We love you all, and continue to support us. And I guess we'll catch you later.